What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it's War Machine from the movie Infinity War, and you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link down below. It's $4 shipping and they double box it, so it's, you know, the figure is gonna be safe. This is a heavy figure, so you want this double boxed. You don't want UPS to just murder your figure inside. But as far as the box, I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We don't have the traditional diecast box, which is kind of like laminated and kind of fancy, to be honest. This one is a bit lacking in that department, but that's okay. I mean, I don't display the box. For those who does, though, I've seen some guys who make this a backdrop, which is a great idea. We just wish I do have the space for that, which I don't. But we still get this nice styrofoam inside. And as far as the accessories of hands, we get the traditional hands of War Machine, which is the repulsor hands, the fisted hands, the articulated finger hands. And this is kind of new. This hands is just kind of fisted, but has some missiles kind of peeking out on it. I'm assuming those are missiles. And then on his forearm, you can, you know, obviously replace the missiles that it's in there, or the guns, one that has kind of like shooting guns on it. And you have one too underneath his forearm, which is, I guess it's gonna deploy missiles as well, you know, which is pretty cool. You see those nice golden bullets in there as well. You know, insert that on his shoulders, which is there's a tab where you just kind of push it in and it stays in place, which is, again, let's use magnets, guys. You know, it's 2019. This is $400, so don't be all cheap on us now. And you see those rockets that are like kind of deployed on his shoulders, the extra head sculpt, and his Gatling gun. I want to call this Gatling gun. It looks like a Gatling gun. It looks like a mini gun, honestly. And this is what I like about War Machine, because he doesn't look too robotic almost all the time. It kind of makes sense. Like, he's more of a military grade robot compared to Iron Man, especially the Mark 50 now, which is I still do love. I'm just, you know, something about War Machine that makes it a little bit more human element to it. And as far as the body, beautiful design here by, you know, Marvel and Hot Toys, implementing it towards a figure. Sorry, I love the digital camo. I think it's a beautiful piece that they included in there. It makes it more like, again, military grade. You see all these. I didn't even remove the chest piece because the chest piece is removable, but I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks like. I'm sure you'll see it on other reviews. It's not like you're gonna display him without the chest piece. I mean, it's one thing. They should include a battle damage, at least chest and faceplate, on once it exceeds $370. They should. I mean, I don't know how much that would really cost them, but I mean, come on, it would just give the figure, especially if they don't have any plans on making that figure a battle damage. You know, I get it. Like with Mark 50, if they're gonna make it a battle damage, I mean, just give us a spare. I mean, those are two pieces of plastic. Charge us $20 more. You know, I'm willing to do that. It just changes the look of the figure dramatically, in my opinion. Especially when they already had these figures, which is cuffs and marks, which this one doesn't have as much. But you know, even like, give us the Mark 42 treatment. Mark 42 has a lot more battle damage, but still, you know. But you know, even without those, this is a great looking figure, man. I mean, hefty, bulky, you know, and unlike which is my previous War Machine was Mark 2 from Age of Ultron. It has nothing on this guy right here. This is a good combination of both Mark 1 and Mark 3. You get that. You get that a classic feel because it's bulky and it feels like a tank. It holds like a tank, but it also has this modern look of, it has some guns all over the place, and it doesn't use bullets compared to, you know, let's say Mark 1. He actually has like a tray of bullets on his back, kind of like an M60. But you know, this guy, he gives you that, even has this organic look. I don't know about that too much, but still, it gives you that modern vibe. Yet, you know, you still retain that classic robotic look, which is really great. And look at his back right here. I guess this is one of his best qualities. You know, he obviously does his back on Wednesdays. It just looks massive and bulky. There's a lot of moving pieces. The back part, as you can see there, you can move them around. You know, that's one thing I do love about this War Machine, is that They could have made this detachable, but they didn't. I don't know. I guess if you make it detachable, you're gonna use this sort of like a backpack detachable. But I love the fact that you just attach it here, and it's included in the figures, so everything's not gonna be in the box. I hate it when there's it's a lot of accessories. I love a lot of accessories, but I love it when they can connect to the figure, so nothing's being left inside the box. If that makes any sense, so that either they're displayed or they're attached to the actual figure himself. And this is the gun he does have. You have two options to display it, which is really, really awesome. And these are I guess the air brakes, and this would be a missile launcher if if I had to guess what it's called. I didn't read the manual. I didn't want to. I'm a guy. We don't read instruction manuals, although you have to sometimes, especially in these expensive figures. And one thing that I do like about this, I do like, but one thing that they could improve, I suppose, is the battery placement. Come on, guys. It's not that big of a deal, but to light up the chest piece, it's in his back, and I understand we're trying to hide the compartments for aesthetic purposes, and that's great. But like this guy, it has a tab that you kind of have to pry open, and I highly suggest you use the tool, because I didn't. I tried to use my fingernails, because again, being a guy, you're lazy, you don't want to get up, but use the tool. And you always have this dilemma that you're gonna scratch off the paint, even though it's an official tool from Hot Toys, and it's like, there you go, see that, it just jumped off. So if you're gonna do this in a bed, like a big bed, so even though it like flies away, it will drop on a soft surface. So luckily I didn't break mine, but that's how you open it. I understand where you put the batteries and you want to hide that compartment, but the switch make it a little bit more accessible to us, man, because sometimes I've seen collectors who doesn't light up their figures. The forearm is okay, but again, I don't like those tabs, because all it takes is like one wrong move, I suppose, and you break those tabs. And it's 2019, we should be using magnets by now, especially if it's $400. You shouldn't be relying on tabs, and those tabs are tiny. And if you break them, and sometimes I did like on the back of the hamstring of my Mark 46, that's kind of what happened. It's not that big of a deal because it still closes down, but had it been magnetized, it would have been a lot better. A little effort goes a long way, guys. And the eyes, it doesn't light up too bright, but it's enough. It's enough to emit red, that's all I wanted. If you are displaying this in a shelf and you're trying to impress guys, especially if your shelf does have a lot of lights, it might not be that prominent. However, if you are, just using this to take pictures, and you can see that on the thumbnail that I'm gonna use, you can just use that red, kind of like go in Lightroom and just ever slightly brush it up and just put the exposure up, and it would give you that red. And you didn't technically photoshopped it, because the red does exist, but you just kind of increased the saturation a little bit more. So I don't mind that maybe it's the batteries, because I've heard rumors, not rumors, I think it's true, that some of the batteries that Hot Toys provides are just crappy batteries that doesn't provide too much power. So that's why, or maybe just the light bulb is just crappy on what they use, the LED lights that they use, if it's even LED. So, and that's the head sculpt of Rhodey Rhodes. Beautiful head sculpt, a brand new sculpt, which is, we've seen that, I don't know, 10,000 times from Hot Toys now. And I'm not a big fan. You see, I don't know if you see those two silver bits on top of his head. That's the magnet that holds the faceplate. I'm not a big fan of that. Why is it sticking out? I'm not even sure if it's sticking out on other figures, because I don't have any ones to compare to. I sold all my helmeted figures, but yeah, hide that next time, guys. Hot Toys, hopefully you're watching. But yeah, I don't know, it's just not a sightly look. And I'm gonna give him 3 poses before we wrap this thing up. And this is him kind of shooting somebody from afar. Look at him from the side. That loaded beast right there. That I didn't even include the gun, so I just forgot to. I was just too happy inserting all these gadgets and gizmos with this guy. It's fun. You see those bullets or missiles from his shoulders, which is it's like tab again. You can't close it once those golden missiles are attached, but Here he is, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and just shooting missiles from afar with a GPS guided thing. I'm making this up as we go, but I mean, he's a beast, guys. If you don't have any War Machine yet, it's time to pick him up. Do not wait. Do not wait. And this is him flying up in the air. You know, put it on your credit card, for Christ's sake. You know, I don't know. Do something, because here's the thing: we don't know if we're gonna get another War Machine. We might. You know, we know we're gonna get more War Machine. The Iron Patriot and the other War Machine that's kind of crappy. The organic looking one, the one that looks like Ultron. So that's the no-go. So this would be the perfect choice right now. You know, you see what happened to Mark 1 War Machine? Try getting that for MSRP. You can't. So if you sleep on this one, if you wait too long, it's still available. But if you wait maybe 6 months, 7 months from now, maybe not even that long, it'll sell out. And when it does, guess what you're going to do? You're going to hunt this down on eBay. And when you do, you're going to buy this for like twice the price. Look at what's happening to Mark 1 right now. Look at what's happening to Mark 5 Iron Man right now. So I slept on those, and you know, I'm not gonna pay the price because I just refuse to. But if I'm somebody who's just passionate about this, I'm not as passionate in Iron Man, so I don't mind. But if you're somebody who's a completionist, are you willing to pay that price while it's still available now? And I understand this is $400, and look at this beast right here with this is all guns blazing right now. It's on. You see the guns pointing at someone. You know, he even put his faceplate up so he would see the carnage that he's about to unleash. But as I was saying earlier, I mean, do not wait out, guys. Iron Man figures, especially this good, like Mark 50, it's still available now. It's not gonna be for long. I understand there's Mark 85, but sooner or later, maybe a few years down the line, Infinity War and Endgame is going to be a cult classic. It's going to be one of those things that's going to be talked about. I don't know if we're going to talk about this the same way we talk about Dark Knight, but the entire cinematic universe of MCU is, you know, has left a mark that would creep up to toys. And, you know, Hot Toys might redo this. I'm not saying they're not. You know, there are companies, a for-profit company, and we've seen them do this time and time again. But then again, we got guys who are still looking for DX11. You know, guys still looking for Batman Begins. The Bank Robber Joker, they did the 2.0, you know, but it took a while. So Falcon, we're still waiting. So, I mean, it's available now, guys. So don't sleep on this guy. And you can see the back part of the gun. It's really seamless. Beautiful, beautiful execution here by Hot Toys. I would say this is one of their best releases so far. And it seems like we say that for every diecast figure. And most of them are true. You know, like the next diecast is almost better than the previous diecast. I don't know if we're going to say this to the next War Machine, the one that's like cheaper than this, because it doesn't come with much. And also, I'm not a big fan of the design on that. I don't even think we saw that on the movie, honestly. But, you know, we might say this on the Iron Patriot, the one where, you know, Rocket was sitting right next to him. But it's not as... War Machine should be great. You know, like the Iron Patriot should be bought too. It's a great figure, but not before this. This is him right next to Mark 4. So if you don't have any Mark 1 War Machine, this would do as a stand-in, because he still has that bulk. You know, you can't do that with a Mark 2 War Machine, but you could certainly with him. He does have that bulk. And, you know, we all know he looks great right next to Mark 50, his best buddy, Tony Stark right there. Height comparison wise, they're almost the same height. You know, I'm using the same base from Infinity War. He just a tad bit taller, I would say, because of his shoulder armors, because it's different with Tony. It's a bit more flushed. With him, it's you know, it's protruding, and he does have that backpack and that football looking shoulder pads and all that stuff. So it gives you the impression that he is taller, which he might be, but not by much. It's not like, you know, like it's the same as Iron Man compared to a different figure right next to each other. These two guys I'm talking about. But yeah, looking really good. $1,000 in the table right there, folks. Yeah, just crazy. Yeah, that is not smart. But, you know, we all love this hobby, so it is what it is. And there you go, guys. This is War Machine Mark 4. So if you like this review, please give it a thumbs up. If you just hate me, somebody hates me. Somebody keeps on downvoting all my videos. Just keep on thumbs downing it. I mean, dude, just I'm good. You know, I'm cool. I'm a big boy. I can take criticism. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about this armor? You know, are you guys gonna pick this up? You're gonna wait for War Machine? How many War Machines do somebody need though? Like, hey, I'm not. Everything's good in here. You know, it's good talk. I love to hear some opinions. I'm more of a, you know, like a one figure per character kind of guy, but I make exceptions for like Iron Man's, and I'm pretty sure some War Machines as well. So I want to hear your thoughts on this figure. Leave a comment down below. Again, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, because the last statistics is that there's 3,900 who watch my videos who's not subscribed yet. So if you do that, I'll be at, you know, 12,000 subscribers. So please subscribe to my videos, guys. Follow me on Instagram. Put more pictures in there, and Facebook. And you know, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.